Oh, this brew has taken forever. You know, I just don't know what else to put in it. This is a night where the veil is quite thin, and I really would like to do something for my husband since I'm going to, well, we've been married for 18 years, and I'm going to tell him for the first time that I'm a witch. I practiced this moment for so long. Hi, honey. Surprise, I'm a witch. Surprise! Honey, I got something really much to tell you. I was going to see if I can summon some ancestors from the past. That's going to help me have the strength to be able to communicate and tell him all about the stuff that is true and natural about what a witch is. Not all this mumbo jumbo that we're bad and that there's only evil in the world because of us. No, that evil stuff came in and destroyed us, and so we took an underground and waited for our turn to be okay to live again. And now it's time. It's time that we can actually be okay to be us. Nobody's going to kill us anymore. Well, I'm getting off the track. Oh, goodness. But for 18 years, I have been doing my best to, you know, cover up the fact that I'm a witch. Oh, won't he be surprised?
Oh, yeah?
He has been seeing broomsticks all over. You know, I keep telling him I'm sweeping the floors. But one day it started. I accidentally sat on my car, or my broomstick charger, you know, to start it up, and it went spit and sputter, and I had to come up with a good one. I said I had gas. I was a fartwiloquist. I said something stupid. Oh, I was so embarrassed, but you know what? He believed me. Oh, gee, I wonder what that says about me. Okay, I'm getting off the subject again. Okay, so I got my pot all ready. Oh, look, it's just about ready. But you know what? With this economy, I can only afford one candle, so I can't even do the ritual correctly. But that's okay. That's okay. We're going to begin to do this ritual before he gets home from work. Yes. Okay, one candle's good. Yes, and we'll say it's a universal for all directions. And that we're going to call in the ancestors, and let's just see if we can scare off the dead. I think that'll work. Yes, I think we scared off the dead. I hope my husband don't come home yet. Oh gosh, this is too early. Oh, but I gotta get some supplies for the thing. Oh, you know. Oh, yeah, okay. So I heard about this ritual that could help, like I said. You know, and if he just comes in at the wrong time, it can screw up the whole thing. But oh boy, we'll put a pinch or two of this, a pinch or two. Oh, okay, all right, one more time for a scare, and then I'll have to go into meditation. You know, that even scares me. I've been practicing on my thing. Oh no, that sounds evil. Oh yeah, I know. I need more practice. Gosh, I hope he doesn't come home too early. I kind of got started a little late. You know, the kids have to go trick or treating and all. Okay. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. I think we're getting ready because, you know, again, I'm running out of time. So I'm just asking for anybody that wants to be reincarnated to come through and just communicate tonight to help me explain to my husband that I'm a witch. Okay, so
Brenda, I'm home. What are you doing? What is all this? I put in a hard day's work at the quarry, and I come home to this?
It's Halloween. Do you like my costume?
Oh, I don't know if I believe that. In all our years of marriage, I don't remember you ever dressing up for Halloween.
Well, just let me finish this little thing. It's you know.
What do you mean?
This is part of your dinner surprise. You know how you love dessert.
My dinner is rocks and a pumpkin head?
No.
Dun dun dun.
Oh no. Let's see.
No. Oh my God. You know.
Oh.
I don't know.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Who are you conjuring?
Oh, honey. Oh. I've been a witch all my life.
You what?
And, well.
What do you mean you've been a witch?
Oh.
Aww.
Okay, let's just see what happens. Again, I gotta make sure, don't be scared. Don't be scared, but I have to, you know, just kind of finish this up because I don't know what we're gonna get.
I don't know,
And I don't have time to start over. Seriously, ready. I'm going to protect the space. Oh, I scared myself. I can feel the presence of someone coming. Again, it's reincarnating. Who wants to reincarnate to help me explain? Explain to my husband, Scott, that I'm a witch. And I have been a witch.
Aww.
Thought for sure I called someone in.
What are you conjuring up?
Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Be prepared. It's just gonna... And I'm waiting for that... Ah! Surprise!
My old girlfriend?
I'm back! Ah! Oh, I scared myself.
You don't recognize me? Oh, I'm so... Oh.
Who are you? Who are you?
Well,
You look familiar.
I'm his ex-wife.
Ah!
It's a great job. Hopefully he'll come out of the caveman times and wake into what's going on right now.
Wait a minute. I appreciate the compliments, but were you a witch?
I was. He was just a bad husband as far as leaving everything out.
Yes, he still does that. He's still messy. He don't clean up after
Well,
himself.
you need to conjure up a spell to be able to clean it up.
Maybe we can work together.
Maybe we could
Oh,
work
that
together.
would be so awesome. Oh, and I love your outfit. You know,
Thank
I
you. I
really
love
do.
yours too.
Together, you
Thank
say.
you. Yeah.
Yes.
Put a spell on him. Would you just mute him? Just mute him.
Mute. Newt.
Oh, this is so much better. Do you think he's handling it well?
I don't know.
God, did you ever try to talk to him? And
About-
tell him about your witch?
I tried. He just wouldn't listen.
Oh, that's another problem I have with him too. But anyway, I appreciate that you came forth, and you know what? I'm doing a radio show, and I suppose we'll have to give him his voice back. But can we kind of put a spell on him so that he can kind of forget this whole thing, and he thinks it's just a radio show or something? And you can have him do readings and all that good stuff. How's that?
That would be fun times. Cast a spell, wiggity, 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 woo.
We're doing a radio show tonight, and would you like to be a part of it?
Sure.
And this is my best friend, Amelia. And she's come to
Amelia,
join us, and your dinner's in the cupboard.
Oven?
Oh, yeah, that, yes. Your dinner's in the oven. Oh, whew. Okay, so what am I wearing, honey? It's just a costume, right?
Yes, I guess so.
And you know, and I really, you know, you don't have to dress up. You look fine like that. You can come to the show just like that, okay?
Okay.
And you know, I'm just your plain, everyday housewife, you know. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. You still love me, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you don't recognize her, do you?
No.
Okay, I'm so glad that you are home and that you could join us, okay? So enjoy the show. Oh, would you please come? Just could you come over here and have a seat with me, and you know, and I'm just ready to do this show tonight, and this is exciting because I get to ask you all kinds of history questions, and you know, I don't know, it might have to be, we have to wait until after the show, but I really appreciate you coming tonight. You look so beautiful.
Thank you, so do you.
Oh, we have something in common. We're both beautiful. Enjoy the show. Welcome. It is Brenda Bates, Medicine Woman, and this is Medicine Woman Reveal. With me tonight is
Jen Toffel, medicine woman.
and
Scott Bates.
and this is Halloween night all over. All these children and kiddies, you know, all about and trick or treating, and we have a full board. This is always a good sign. And we hope that the electricity and everything stays going, as well as the internet. And if you have the video version, you will see costumes, and you will see our intro that we had done. And hopefully my costume's not falling off.
Mine too.
Yeah, especially when you sneeze, yes. So what we're going to do... Scott! Did you hear him? He goes, "Pepper, please?" Yeah, I love
Yes, pepper,
him.
please.
Yes. So, what you want to say?
Okay.
All right, let's just start off and take our
Okay,
first caller. That would be
okay.
awesome.
We have area code 310. You are on the air with Brenda and Jen and Scott.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, we're good. And how are you?
Distraught and distressed.
Yeah, I could feel that frustration. What would you like us to help you with?
Well, I have a two-part job question. The first part is I've been involved with workman's comp lawsuit against my former employer for 5 years, and we're scheduled to have a hearing, a priority hearing on January 12th. My lawyer said that if I don't get any more evidence or witnesses, I may not get anything, or I may just get maybe 5,000, 6,000. Now, so I did give him some names of former coworkers. And the first part of my question is, because I'm expecting at least a six-figure settlement. I'm wondering if that's going to help me get there, and also too, if there's a job coming for me, because I got no income coming in. Bills are piling up. I'm going to be next week. I'm going to be over $4,000 behind my rent, and I don't know what I'm going to do.
Okay. So, how we do things around here is that the first thing is that I'm going to ask your soul, why is this being projected? Because the soul wants you to learn something. It wants you to experience these hells for a reason. And that's what we're going to look at first. And we're drawing cards right now. I gotta take these off, I can't. So, as far as the settlement, okay, I'm channeling, I'm letting the energy come through and trying to get information. And is your mother on the other side?
No, my father is.
Because I feel a really strong mother figure, but looks kind of manly. But I don't know if it's your grandma, or they're trying to show me that it's on your father's side. But there's a... Now, all the word is all I can hear is heed the warning. And I feel like people have been telling you or warning you that it won't work, or warning you about something. When you were growing up, did they tell you not to do certain things because it could, bad things could happen? I mean, I know that sounds like a logical child thing to say, but literally, were they always the naysayers? Were they always the ones that said, no, don't do it? And because they're really pushing here.
Well, I guess I could say yeah, because my parents forced me to be brought up as a Catholic.
Okay.
And I was more of a spiritual person. I used to get messages for people all the time when I was younger.
Okay. And what I'm hearing is they wanted you to heed the warning. It's like they were trying to make you not become who you were or who you are, because our authenticity of who we are is very important. And if you're told that you are not supposed to be this or that, that can interfere. Now, as far as the workman's comp, or right now you're contemplating right from wrong, which is something you did as a child as well. Now, I'm going to have Jen explain what cards she picked real quick.
Okay, so I focused specifically on the case, your workman's comp case. When I drew these cards, Colette Barron reads Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. The first card that came up was the Swan Queen as an ally. She glides your way and asks that you look at your reflection in the events of your life. She gives you the ability to see the beauty that has transformed your life from ignorance to wisdom. The Swan Queen lets you know that it's time to go within and seek the answers in your own intuition. Don't look outside yourself for answers now. The true power lies reflected in the still waters within you. Now is the moment to meditate and ask for a vision. And then I got the Hungry Ghosts as a challenger. And they come as a challenge. It's a sign that you've succumbed to the fear of lack, which is whispering in your ear that you'll fail. whatever it is you've intended, you've stayed too long in the desiring stage. Longing and yearning have become your constant state of mind. And then I got the Desert Prince as a challenger who says, don't be fooled by the beauty of the Desert Prince now, for you're being faced with a mirage. Sometimes you can't see the truth because of your thirst for achievement, and recognition may blind you to the true nature of your situation.
Okay. What I'm seeing is you had dreams about becoming who you wanted to become, but then you were taught, no, you can't. You also watched how you had to freeze and not become you, so you had to paralyze that will. And you started following the footsteps of not listening to your intuition. So the only way that you can really get ahead in this world is do what they do as far as disconnect their intuition and start looking for worldly answers to give you answers. So the reason that for whatever reason that you got workman's comp, whatever happened to you, is based on the fact is that you can't be yourself. You were never supposed to. So you can't keep pushing yourself forward in a business world or in a world where you're forced that you have to work and do it this way, do that, do this. And you're basically, your body is saying, I can't do this anymore. So literally it is stopping you from proceeding to be what they're telling you to be. You know, go to normal work, do this normal thing, be this normal person. And literally your body's going, I can't do it anymore. I cannot degrade myself anymore. So now you're focused and fixed on the outside world because, you know, it's obvious. Okay, you have to have food to eat. You have to have money to buy food. You have to have a place to live. You have all of these things happening. And this is what happens to people when they really are disconnected from their intuition. And the card I got in the beginning when you were telling me about what was going on, and I'm having my husband read it.
Okay, it's the encouragement card. It says, you are receiving a nudge in the right direction. Now this card was reversed, so it says, a misstep isn't the end of the world. You've fallen into a trap of false courage.
Okay, stop. And that is what they told you, was a false courage. Be your false self. Listen to all these rules. And so you did what they said, but now all of a sudden this stuff's upon you. So keep going.
And only humility will lead you out of it. Perhaps.
And the humility is that part of you is become humble within your abilities, your gifts, and that allows you to be who you want to be, and then having that courage to step forward and saying, this is who I am. Keep going.
Perhaps you weren't listening to your intuition.
Okay, that's what happened. You were told not to listen to your intuition by the outside forces, and now your guides and helpers are all saying, no, now you need to listen. How do we bitch slap you so that you can return back to your spirit, okay?
And now you're in a jam. Being too self-reliant without knowing the ropes has brought you to this place. Don't become too discouraged. All is well, and you can always start again. Take another road and surely discover new territories where love really blooms. Just remember to rely on your higher power. You can't always get what you want, but Spirit knows your needs. Something better waits around the corner.
See, and the thing is when you allow yourself to, you know, when they say you can't always have what you want, well, when you start healing and walking with Spirit, your wants are not what your physical wants are, what the world tells you that your wants are. You'll have a whole new set of the way the universe will be handing things to you. I had a really good friend, and he was very discouraged. One thing after another, he was getting kicked out the next day from his apartment because he was so far behind on his rent. And so I sent him some healing tools, and I said, just do this, use the golden lasso. And then that morning, because it was 2 a.m. or whatever, but the point is that he got a message from his cousin that I'm going to help. I can't do it all. And then he got more help the next day, which was it restart the flame. You know, the hope lit the way so that he could be getting back on his feet, and as long as he started to work with himself, work with that intuition. And that's what they're telling you, is that you now come to a bitch slap in your life, and it's time to wake up or just keep shutting it down like you've been told to do. Does this make sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Now Jen has something else.
Okay, the release card fell on the ground, and I'll be picking that up a little bit later.
Yeah, we don't want fallout.
So the release card, fell out of the deck. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
And that, so there, when I look at the cards, and I'm using the Earth Magic deck by Stephen Farmer. It's a really cool deck. So there's release and breath, and then instantly it went into, with the hope therapy, that's where grief is held in our lungs, and so that's what needs to be released, I believe, first of all, in order for you to truly be able to breathe, because you're not able to celebrate, you're ungrounded. And then the solitude card came up, and I'm just seeing you completely insular, withdrawn, because of what's going on. And I asked these cards about what is preventing from getting a job. And so some healing needs to be done in order to release, in order for you to breathe, in order for you to have that hope, so that eventually you'll get your grounding again. You'll be able to move around and actually have the desire to do that, and get out among people instead of withdrawn.
So we don't know if you know anything about healing tools, but what we do here is we read what the soul wants you to heal and what it needs to do. And it's all based on how you know things. Right now you know your world, because it's shocking. It's shocking you have no money. It's shocking that you're going to be on the, out on the road or out of your house. It's shocking. It's shocking that all this stuff happens. It's shocking that you can't be yourself. And what's happening is the energy meridian, which is called the triple warmer, is stuck in shock mode, and all it's doing is keep sending the same signal out to the universe, and so the universe has to keep sending crap to you. And so that's the first thing that we want to be able to correct, to calm down, to help you not have to keep sending that out and receiving hell.
Right, your broadcast signal needs to shift.
Now, yours is on a deeper stuff, and with a lawsuit pending, it affects the physical health, so that you may not see any physical fast healing. You may not see any physical, like I'm talking
Results.
about human body form, and healthy results. But it will change the way that your brain is broadcasting, and that's going to give you a guide, a path back to saneness, back
Sanity.
to sanity, back
So
to
it's with
safety.
like the analogy of either when you ring a bell, and there's that resonance. So something had happened, and so that resonance is vibrating out, and it's also like when you throw a rock in a pond, and
Yes,
and it
the
ripples. So what's being broadcast out is what would need to be healed, and then eventually with the pond, the ripples do come back, and so it's healing what is being broadcast out.
Now, when you heal this layer, other stuff will come up. You can call us, or you can, we have other shows that we do, but right until you can get back on your feet. Otherwise, when you get more money, you can actually, work through this really quickly. But again, healing is a must in this day and age. So you go to where, Jen?
www.mwreveal, like Medicine Women Reveal, mwreveal.com, and on our front page, on the left-hand side, you'll see a menu, and there's healing tools. So you go to our website, go to healing tools, and then another little menu pops up, and you'll see Hope Therapy, which is, Brenda's going to give you a code, and there's how-to videos and all that good stuff that you'll be able to see on the website.
So the video is very important that you watch, because I will tell you where to hold, which is R3S. R is in right, 3 is in the number 3rd position, and S means that you're going to put your thumb in soft. And you're going to put your finger in your palm, and you're going to put your palm over your forehead and your hairline. Because your body is in shock. It is when you can't figure it out, you're up and down, the stability starts to become unstable. People around you may become emotionally upset, which pushes you in a button where you can become muddled. So it can be the thinking, it can be the feeling, it can be the environment. But what it's doing is it causes you to freeze. It's being shocked. You can't do anything. It's just like life's happening around you and not for the better. So what you're going to be working on the most is that you're shocked. Because this is your 1-year-old self that now that they're not really there to really push you to follow the rules, your soul has been waking up, and now you have to figure out how to do things differently than you did growing up, and you're going to look at the pain. So you're going to think about it, your hells. You're going to hold that position and think of your hells. You're going to feel it. You're going to talk to yourself about how you know it. You're going to get into that stuff that's really deep, and you're going to put it on a scale from 0 to 10 and give it a color. And you're going to hold that position on your forehead and your hairline so that the blood starts to come back up to your forebrain, so then you can stop casting out that broadcast that your life is hell. You literally will actually help to reprogram the frontal lobe so that your reality that your frontal lobe creates can stop creating it the same way all the time. We're helping you break the loop. Okay? So literally get into it. The number will actually start to come down, because that's the result of this healing, is that the self-talk stops. Now don't talk yourself into this. Just talk about your hells and let the rest of it work, because you'll start to feel better. What else, Jen, can he expect when he's holding that position?
The conversation that you have with people will change. The words will change, and it's so subtle that you may not notice it, or it may be completely obvious that, wait a minute, I'm so used to this person talking to me this way, and then all of a sudden they're talking to me this way. Wait, what's going on? That's a result of the healing.
And so the thing is because there's more than, there's 14 points, or 12 that I would have you hold, but this one has been a core part of who you are. It really stops you from being you. So when you get the color and the number and it goes down to 0, and the color's white or clear, and then all of a sudden you turn the corner and somebody puts you back into a shock, you go back into holding R3S. We have to get you to break the pattern. And so you put it on a scale from 0 to 10 again, give it a color, hold that position, and then let the, think your health, and then let it come down naturally, down to 0. You won't be able to think about it anymore. And you keep doing it so that you can reprogram every part of your life based on getting rid of the shock. And now memories from the past may come up. I don't know what happened at 1 year old, but it was a shock to you. And if you can think about any time that you've ever been shocked, literally you will be able to, break it apart. Now, I feel like a lot of this is yours, and you have picked up residue from other people that have been in shock. So you know what it means to be in shock. And so if you ever thought about somebody dies and then the other person's devastated, you can think about how they're in shock. So you can look outside yourself, you can look within, but define it. And notice that it might be part of your everyday existence that you have to create shock. But just heal. It's a very simple healing, and you can do it, okay?
Okay.
And all that we talked about, re-listen to the archives, and you can even watch the videos, and you literally allow yourself to get the gems. Keep re-listening to it. Anything that sparks with familiar, you can heal it down to 0. You can do this, and we'll send you a lot of light and love, and all you have to do is reach up at any time up to the matrix to receive extra help from us and the angels that actually will help you so that you can get back to knowing who you are. Okay?
All right.
All right. I appreciate you calling in, dear. And as far as right now, yes, do work with them, because it's got to finish out a process now. If you find people that can help explain the situation, and if you keep really healing these shock, then everything is going to be coming more and more to your favor.
And more effortless.
It'll be more effortless, which means then the lawyers may all of a sudden, the universe arranges it so that it can be done quicker, or you get a larger sum, or, we don't know these things except for when you start to heal what the obstacles, it leaves for better stuff to come in, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and as far as a job goes, you're not going to be able to get a job, really, because of this lawsuit pending. But if you, keep on the down low and work for somebody and maybe barter or do some other stuff, you may find a new way to do things. Okay?
All right.
All right, so just be open and heal and everything else. All right, stay blessed, dear. And behind the scenes, I'm cutting them.
Yes, they're not videotaped. They were recorded.
All right, so who's up?
We have a Skype caller. Hello, you're on the air with Brenda and Jen.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good.
Good. How can we help you?
I was wondering if there's any relationship come up in work anytime soon.
Okay. So, you're wondering about relationships at work. So, we're going to put work off and talk about just relationships just for a minute. In order to do so, there's baggage. Whatever you're carrying with you, like releasing your ex, releasing all of the things that have disturbed you, because what they're saying is when you are creating on this planet, when you want something, you put your energy into it, the intention's there, and when you're done with it, we don't release the energy. We walk away, we let it go, we change our thinking, we fight, we challenge, we conquer, but we really need to say, I release it. And then that's where great healing tools come along and help you release how you know it. The thinking, the problems, the experiments, and the experiences, all of these things. And you literally can take and heal all that so that the attraction factor or the broadcast signal we put out will actually stop so that you can bring somebody into view. Jen, what do you have?
The synergy that you've had so far is not, there's no communion with other people, no give and take, and there's no movement, and then there's lack of passion. So that's the synergy that you've been having with other people is based on this core. So that would need to be healed.
And they said if you were to heal the things I suggested, the things that she suggested, and what happens is that, yes, a relationship can happen and it'll be a good one. A job situation is they said that you have some control issues, or you have issues about how other people control. Does that sound familiar? Hello? Oh, there you are.
Control.
Did you have jobs in the past that would seem to be too controlling over you?
Jobs in the past controlling over me. There was some higher power issue because I did my job well.
Okay. Because they're saying, all right, Jen, I'm going to have you pull something up and then I'll go from there.
Okay, so as far as the job front, the first thing that came up was that there's a total paradigm shift needs to happen based on, wait for it, the eyes of beauty as a challenger are a sign that self-centered fear expressed through harsh judgment is behind your current circumstances.
That can be control if there's thinking too harshly.
Seeing the flaws in circumstances or in another person, or having them see it in you. Are you looking at what is wrong and instead of what could be made right? If you take some time to adjust your eyes and see things exactly as they are, you cannot help but admire their perfection. So that's one thing that needs to shift. And then the other is the Ice Queen as a challenger. She asks you to look at the illusion of ownership. Do you believe you truly own anything in this world? For example, do any of us really own land? Do we own ideas? Or is it that we simply have laid claim to something we believe that we're entitled to? Even inspiration is borrowed from spirit and shared by all in the field of divine consciousness that permeates everything.
What would you say?
So the idea of seeing the control issues, the flaws of the situation, what is owned, focusing too much on the material world is what would need to shift as far as the work environment.
So the
Or
question
life
is,
purpose.
they're showing me like when my daughter went to junior high, there was a part of her that was shocked at how people had changed. And she became very judgmental as far as, I don't want to act like that, I don't want to do this, I would totally do it differently. Oh my God, you do what? And there might be old behavior from the past that you're unaware of your personality.
Right, this is number one, the first thing that came to me was that it doesn't even feel like some of this is hers. That it's stuff that maybe that you've laid claim to, and maybe that's part of what needs to shift as far as do we own ideas. Maybe you're taking on other people's that don't even really need to belong to you.
Does any of this make sense?
I think so.
You think so or don't think so?
Don't think so.
Okay. So, again, I'm just going to have them tell me in a different way of communicating. What is it that she needs to know about the job situation? And other than there's a control issue from some angle. So what would you tell her? They say it's free to daydream. And it's important that you need to start focusing on your dreams. And they said that you've done really good at controlling your dreams of not making them come true. So is there something that you're not doing that you would like to do? Or you had an idea when you were younger that you would have liked to grow up to be something different?
I'm going after it now.
Okay, and they're saying that there's a part of you that has old history that told you to stop doing it before, which is interfering with it now. And how did you treat your dreams before? That you couldn't have them?
There was a blockage.
Okay. This blockage that you're aware of literally needs to be disempowered. It needs to be resolved. It doesn't matter if you're not doing it at the age you are now. It happened in the past. It literally still holds energy, and you're not able to take that energy and apply it to where you need to go. It's called the path switching. So a releasement does need to go. Jen, what do you pick up?
So I asked, and I said, what is the message first and foremost to pay attention to? And the message is, are you feeling that you're not being heard? That perhaps your needs aren't valid, that your song will go unsung. Now is the time to bring your message to the world. Speak up. It's time for your voice to resound throughout your sphere of influence. This is a moment to say what you mean and ask for what you want.
Yes. So you know the blockage. You know what it feels like. It has familiarity. It still has what you call fire. It still has life where it can affect you. And that's what they want you to look at. Now, can I ask you, did people around you think that what you wanted to do was a disgrace and they were trying to stop you from doing it, and it was kind of like a form of bullying about, we know better than you, we're going to direct you in the right direction? Does that sound familiar?
Yes.
Okay, that is another part that you have to focus and get rid of, because as soon as you start to rise up, these people are going to come out of the woodwork, and it won't be the same ones. You can even have other people you've never seen before do it, and then you're going to think, oh, maybe I should have not done it. Well, yes, do what you need to do. Don't take it as that sign. It's just the stuff's coming to the surface, as we call it, floaters. It comes up, and they need to be flushed away. They need to be cleaned and flushed away. So literally, your dream, you're ready, you want it, you can taste it, you can smell it, and we have to heal. So the first thing you have to do is heal the blockage. And that is the same shit, different day. The blockage, you know what it is. You're going to hold R1S. And we'll tell you about the healing tool in a minute. But write down R1S. R is in right, 1 is in first position, and S is soft. Now, as far as the energy of how people see you, think about you, bully you, or whatever, you also are going to hold R1S. Okay, so it's all this is sitting in the large intestine meridian. It's about how you're supposed to take offense, how you're supposed to correct it, how you're supposed to not cry, or you want to cry, or you're supposed to just, the part of you just wants to scream and say, hey, just let me do it. Back off. But it's chronic, it doesn't want to stop. So you're just going to take a focus on what would stop you before. And then the people, and you're going to think, put it on the scale from 0 to 10, you give it a color, and there'll be different instances, because they're saying that this particular pattern came about when you're about 4 years old, when you started to become self-conscious of people are looking at you and that you need to start behaving, and you're starting to get a clue that when they're yelling and screaming at you, it really is at you, and at first you didn't know what the hell reason why, because it didn't make sense. It's not like you broke something and they told you not to do that. It was a behavior. It was who you were, and they told you not to be that. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So R1S, Jen, tell her where she can go.
Our website is www.mwreveal.com, as in medicinewomenreveal.com, MWReveal. And then on our homepage on the left-hand side, you'll see a menu. So you scroll down, you find healing tools. When you click on that, another little menu will pop up, and you go to Hope Therapy. There's instructions, a how-to video, and that's all important for this healing tool to make sense. There's also other healing tools you might want to check out.
Yes,
okay.
and especially for that dreaming. Once you start to really get a handle on this, like I said, you give it a color and number, it goes down, the thinking stops, and the emotion stops, and then stuff will pop up like Jack in the Boxes. The shit will just fly out of nowhere sometimes. Go back to R1S, or if you feel like you need to call back in, or you need to call and set up an appointment, we can walk you through it real quick and help you heal along the way.
I would also look at the thought management tool, because of this bullying energy from your past and childhood. You know who these voices are that are in your head, and it's time to kick them to the curb. The thought management tool also gives you the directions and how-to videos on what to do to get those people. You're not literally doing damage to these people. You're getting them out of your head because you don't need to listen to them anymore.
It helps you not have to constantly be bombarded by their advice and their voice. The other one, healing tool, would be the golden lasso. The golden lasso is literally to go after your dreams, and there's a whole instructions about how you can do that as well. Okay?
Okay, so basically go after what I was going after.
Yes, because let's Jen pull the card about the dream, and then let's see. She's promising to heal.
So once
she promised to heal. So
what's
going to
happen?
After that dream?
Should she go after the dream, after all the healing and everything like that? Yep, because it's going to become activated.
Yep, it's been waiting.
Yep, it'll start coming to life.
Okay, so I hope that answered some of your questions, dear.
Yes.
All right, thank you, and
Call
please
back.
heal.
And call back if you have any more questions.
Okay, bye.
We're back.
Okay, you know what? I feel like somebody's eyes are on us.
I always feel like
somebody's watching me. Oh, look, in the chat room, somebody says, watching your YouTube videos. Oh, I'm so happy you're enjoying them.
Yay.
There's a lot of them.
Subscribe.
Yeah, definitely subscribe.
You watch our shenanigans.
We're going to create some Thanksgiving intros and some Christmas intros. I'm all about intros now that I know that we can do them.
Oh, boy.
Okay. So, again, if you want to see our costumes, you'll have to watch the new one. Hopefully we'll get it up tomorrow. Or maybe I'll get the intro up tonight. Okay, let's take our Skype caller.
Skype caller. Skype caller. You are on the air with Brenda and Jen.
And Scott.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, I apologize about my voice. I'm just coming off of a cold.
Aww.
So I apologize. I hope you can hear me.
Oh, you're doing great.
We can hear you fine.
How can we help you?
Yes. Thank you for taking my call and answering my question.
Okay.
I'm going to get right down to it. I met somebody about 4 years ago, and since then I have not seen them. But it dawned on me, that when I met them, I went through a whole spiritual transformation. And it was something that I saw in their eyes. I saw purity, and I went searching to find out what had happened, because that never happened to me before. I wanted to make contact with this person to let them know what happened, or just to tell them thank you for the experience. But they refused to contact me back. And I just want to know, because I've had other explanations of who this person is, but, there's all different types of explanations. I just want to know the truth of who this person is to my soul.
Okay.
And if they're ever going to come back, or... Because I do know that there's different types of soulmates, and there's also twin flames, and so on and so forth. But I just wanted to find out why this happened to me.
Okay.
And I've been on a beautiful soul journey ever since.
Awesome. What happens is that you're talking about reincarnation after so many inside your soul alignment that you're going to create tons of multiple dimensions, and you're going to get different reasonings and understandings. And so I'm going to ask your soul to come up with something. And the first thing they showed me a picture of is they showed me the rider in the night. And the rider in the night was supposed to be just somebody that came in and just right off and not to be seen again. It is sometimes one of those angels, like I was in the mall, I had no money, my mother was dying of cancer, I was trying to figure out how to, get spirits lifted up, and I had gone into this bookstore, and it was called The Power of the Tongue. It was a small little tiny book. I didn't have $7, but I kept being drawn to the book, so I wrote down the name and put the name in my purse, and I kept looking at that book, and I thought, you can't have it. There's no way of having it. So I put it back on the shelf, and I said, I already got the name. Why is there a pull? Well, as I started to walk away, this beautiful, beautiful woman, dark-colored skin, she's just beautiful, and I didn't even see her standing there. She says, you like that book? And I said, yeah, I keep being drawn to it. And she says, oh, she grabs it, and she looks at it, and she says, oh, this author's really nice. And I like this author. Do you watch? And I like, no. She goes, you may. And she says, come with me. And then all of a sudden I followed her. We walked up to the counter. She paid for it. She says, honey, you deserve it. And the next thing you know, I was just like, oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so as the man was giving me my bag, she disappeared. I ran out the door. I couldn't find her. She says, Mom, did you see? I explained the woman. Mom says, nobody came out that door looking like that. I said, oh my God. And so sometimes there are people that they're called to me the riders of the night. They are meant to just vibrationally be physically real, doing something, but to not stay in this dimension, because they're supposed to pop in and out of dimensions. Now, I'm going to have Scott read first.
Okay, I drew the Golden Palace card, and it's reversed, so it says there's always enough. Let go of your tight hold on what you believe security should look like. Now is the time to conserve your energy and count your blessing. Resist the pull to become miserly. There will be enough money, love, youth, food, and shelter to go around. A mindset of fear and lack will shut off the flow of true abundance. Trust in the tides, because the flow always returns from the ebb. Chop wood and carry water, as the Chinese proverb says. Practice faith and treasure will be revealed. In fact, you'll find it in plain sight.
So the thing is that you got to take your focus off of this person, because you have some more journeying to do. So doing mundane things will release some of the energy, so that when this person's supposed to resurface, it'll be in that alignment, because you have taken that next part of your journey. Jen.
Well, I got a very similar message, and using the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms from Colette Baron Reed. The first card that I got was the Hungry Ghosts, which are about when they appear on your path, they may not first seem like allies, because they represent your constant focus on the past and the consuming desire to know the future, which rob you of your true present. So that's another, it's a very similar message. And so then what this person was supposed to show you, you said you've gone through transformation, and specifically, let's see, are you pushing forward in spite of others' cautionings about the direction you're headed? Are you refusing to listen to your own inner voice? Red flags are waving in the breeze, and you're being challenged to heed their message. And let's see, the Shadow Queen gently asks you to address your innermost character flaws with compassion. For now, it's time to bring your wounded self and hidden agendas into the light. And so I feel like that's what that person is. Pay attention to the warning signs and the wounded self that needs to be brought to light. That's what this person was supposed to do. As you said, you've gone through transformation, but not to constantly focus on them and what the message was.
Okay, so now mine's going to come from a different angle, and I'm going to have Scott hold up the picture into the camera so that people can see it. But this is an Egyptian, this is the deck of the Phoenix cards, and they are past life reading a deck. And this is the Egyptian, how do you pronounce that?
Buto goddess?
Buto.
Okay, Egyptian Buto goddess. Child of the dark world. And now there's a lot to read, but I'm just going to read certain important things because I feel like you need this. So they said kind of like go in a meditation state, because the question you asked is that you want to know specifically about this soul, this person, this. And so I focused directly on the energy of how you were focusing on them. And I says, let's answer that question. And they told me to draw these cards. So the symbol you have chosen is from a mural design in a burial chamber in ancient Egypt. Buto, the cobra goddess and divine protector of the king, also governed Lower Egypt and the winds of the north. Okay, the complexity of religious and spiritual thought among the ancient Egyptians is still not completely understood. We do know that the Egyptian worshipped several hundred gods and goddesses, like the later Mayan Indians of the Mexico. The Egyptian had gods and goddesses governing the 12 hours of night and day, gods of the planets, gods of the days, the month, and gods of the winds, and gods of the senses. This particular Buto design was taken from the tomb. Oh, I am not going to try to say that. Yeah. Well, who ruled, well, don't matter. But the point is, it's in ancient Egypt. It's about 3000 BC. And they got traits and they've got conclusions. Now, I'm going to read the conclusion. I might have you read the conclusion because I feel like there's going to be words that I'm not going to be able, I have no idea. So,
Okay.
Jen, and I may cue you to stop, but,
Okay.
so just go.
If you chose the ancient Egyptian Buto goddess as a past life symbol, you are a colorful and creative individual with well-developed, finely tuned psychic abilities. You feel strong affinities for all types of esoteric study and metaphysical theories. Anything odd or different intrigues you. Your beliefs and interests are unusually flexible and multi-dimensional. Like the 1,000 eyes of the honeybee, you can see more ways and more truths than one.
What's interesting is you've been traveling with this particular soul about 375 lifetimes, and this era was about awakening you, but again, popping in and out because there are different vibrations. It's like when I pop things out of existence, my keys, my purse, my books, because it was supposed to be a temporary make me look, make me think, but when I'm supposed to, whatever it is on my journey to, as I'm looking for my stuff, I find other stuff along the way, and that's what they want you to pay attention to. It's like you have to do some more discovery before you can actually come back in alignment to this person. So what else do you got?
I'm not supposed to read this whole thing.
Well, how about this? We go to here.
Okay, awesome. There's a fascination with death in the spirit world. Psychic abilities are pronounced. The line between this world and the next is blurred. Morbid fears, seclusion, an ability to transform what is negative into something positive. The personality and character are compelling. Attracts gossip and envy.
Yeah, you're not supposed to really be looking at this person at this moment as a particular relationship, because it was meant to spur you, wake you, help you to get where you're going. And the energy of you two are supposed to, you as far as the awakening part, they're saying that you have to stop yearning and longing to be with this person or communicate with this person, and the obsession of wanting to know this person because it's detouring you to go in the direction that you're not supposed to go in, because it's not going to lead you anywhere but to heartache. Okay? You too, how do we want to put this? When the two souls are supposed to come together, and when, when the twin flames most generally in particular come up, people think that it's supposed to be this great bond. And if the two souls are not where they're supposed to be on their mark, then they can't come together. They will be where they are on their soul's path, and if they're out of sync, then they're not going to be able to line up. So that is where the twin is supposed to help awaken, give clues, guidance, or however they're supposed to show up. but they're not supposed to come together. If you try to force a union, then it can cause a tumbling effect of where, how do I explain it?
You could fall from grace.
You fall farther from where you're supposed to be,
Yes.
and literally, I can't remember the movie where she helps him into the flame. And
She.
yeah, it's called She.
Yes.
Oh, the movie's called She, and
It's from the 60s.
it's really an old movie, but what it
Whoa, they're really old, from the 60s.
well, it's an old movie, but the point
I
is,
was born then.
Anyway.
but she
Regardless.
had whatever her part she played, but the whole point was is that she couldn't die because the man that she was supposed to be with, how did she get him killed? I can't even remember how it goes. I remember how it goes, but neither one of them were in the right vibration, and so she had to wait thousands of years before he came back on so that the planet, so they could reunite. Well, then he wasn't quite ready, so she's like, "Well, let me help you. Let's go to the flame together," and well, that caused them to be out of sync, killed her off, and now he has to wait for her. So you don't want to force a union. You literally want to. What do I have to heal? What do I need to focus on so that I can get into alignment with where I'm supposed to be? Okay, you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely, and you are 100% correct. Your readings on what's going on with me. So you're saying that I've had a lot of lifetime with this person,
Yes.
and that's why there was an instant
Yes.
recognition.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
And are you saying that we're twin flames? Because you mentioned the word twin flames.
You know, and I want to say yes, but I don't want to say yes because there is some work that has to be done. Because I don't want to do the power suggestion. The energy and the connotation of what twin flames are in this era, it throws everybody else off their journey. And now all you can focus on is, oh, we have to be together.
And that's different than a soulmate. A twin, one of the definitions of twin flame is that that person helps you work on your stuff. They're there for you to face your crap and help you be the best you
Yes.
you can be.
Yes, and it's not that you're missing opportunities. You've been doing it 375 times. You know, it's time to, what do I need to focus on? And this is where I would tell you to get a deck of cards and say, what do I need to focus on today? And the best deck of cards that I have, that I love out of the decks that I've ever found, is just a Colette Baron Reed, The Enchanted Map. And these are oracle cards. And I will ask, like when I have people in and out of my life, what am I supposed to do with them today? And then I grab a card. Okay, what am I supposed to focus on today that'll help me get on my path? I drew a card. And literally it would help me to know that I'm in the unfoldment stage, which is actually the waiting room. And if you've ever been in a hospital, what type of person are you in your waiting room? You know, are you crabby? Do you hate it? Do you plain? You're bored? Or do you fix it up?
Do you bring a book with you? Do you anticipate it so that you know what to do? Do you talk to people? What do you do?
I was in the unfoldment card for a very long time, but I was told, okay, I'm still unfolding this part, but go to school here. You're still unfolding that part, okay, go study this. Bring somebody else in. Start a new adventure. I mean, this radio show is really a new adventure. I've been doing it for over a year, but I would have never, ever thought that I would be on radio. But I am. And doing videos, I'm doing. So it is, what do you need to do so that you can get to a goal? What do you need to do so that your soul can evolve enough so you're not in pain and suffering? Because that is an option. And right now they want you to stop focusing so much on the pain because it's the longing, it's the yearning, it's the... Actually, it causes a stunted growth pattern because you can't get this person out of your mind. So they want you to heal this so that you can focus, so it can bring your paths closer together. Alright, so now I'm going to ask, what does she need to heal so that she can move to do this? And they said, use hope therapy, and I'll have Jen explain in a minute. But your code is going to be R1D. It's R is right, 1 is in the first position, and your thumb is going to go deep. That's what D is. And watch the video so you know how to do the whole thing. And you're going to think about the grief, the sadness, the yearning, the cloudy thinking, the anguish, all of how you can't communicate, why isn't this happening, and you're going to listen to all of your thoughts go nuts. But this has to be resolved so that you can focus on the gems that are sitting there so that you can blossom into the next stage.